Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Some of y'all won't like this, but I'll take my chances. I was checking out Angie Stone's funeral online. Angie died in a car crash on her way to Baltimore from Alabama after a concert. Angie's friend of 50 years stepped up to the podium and she did not hold back. One might say she kept it a buck. She talked about how her and Angie first met. She talked about knowing Angie's first love, who she actually was a friend with. And she also talked about how so many people in the last 14 days have been claiming Angie. You know, she said Angie has acquired countless of uncles and aunts and sisters and brothers and cousins and all this type of stuff, you know. One of those things that happen when people die, right? She also threatened to do something to the guy who was playing the organ. You know how when you're talking at a funeral and then they start playing the music so you can hurry up and get on? They do that at award ceremonies also. They just start playing the music. Dude started playing the music when she was about 5 minutes in. She spoke about 9.5 minutes. In any event, she didn't like that. She said, I feel like going over there and pulling his hair. Okay. She had an interesting story about how she and Angie first met. She said, back in those days, you were either light-skinned or medium tan. And Angie was the only one that was dark with big lips. Her words. She says that she saw this ruckus going on. It was a bunch of dust and people were in a circle. And as she got closer, she saw Angie fighting 3 girls. She jumped in without knowing Angie to help her fight. And after that, they had been best friends ever since. I ain't got no problem with that. Now that's the type of friend I need. You know what I'm talking about? That's the type of friend that I want. Help me squabble, man. Help me squabble. Or help me avoid a squabble. Even better. Okay, moving on. So she talks about how Angie, you know, she's just keeping it real, you know, from her standpoint. She's just keeping it real. She talks about how, yeah, this is the same Angie that needed a perm 3 days ago. Now, I get it, fam. She keeping it real. She's just keeping it real. She's real. You know, we love real. You know, she's just keeping it real. And I get it. You know, that was her friend, you know, and she was on the program. So obviously they were really, really close, right? And the family had to know what she might say, right? I'm not sure, knowing how she rocked, that I'm going to allow her, I don't care how long they've been friends, to speak at my funeral. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to have to put it out there because, look, you can keep it real, but also have a certain amount of decorum, right? You got to have discretion and decorum. You can't be at the funeral talking about you feel like going over to the dude to playing the organ and pulling his hair. Then she talks about how Angie needed a perm just 3 days ago. Now, here's why I think it's not just me. Because by her own admission, she had her son standing up behind her because her son knows that she'll go there. You know, her son knows this. So that's why she had her son backing her up. So I get it, man. You know, maybe I would have had her to speak. It would not be cool to not have her say anything. I mean, they were friends for 50 years. Maybe give her a script or something, you know. But hey, but that's Angie, you know. That's Angie's funeral. And perhaps Angie, maybe she had it where she spoke on that. Like, yeah, y'all make sure y'all let such and such speak at my funeral. If she and Angie were indeed friends for 50 years, That implies that the family was well adjusted to her and the way she talks. So might have to let that one slide. I got certain family members that I know that's going to keep it a buck. I got certain friends, they going to keep it a buck. They going to say whatever come out of it, whatever they're thinking, they not going to even think it all the way through. Whatever pops up in their head is going to come out of their mouth. And I can't have that. Not on my watch, even as a dead man. I cannot have that, man. I can't have it. Certain people cannot speak, absolutely cannot speak. Maybe somebody else can say something, they can, but maybe we write it down in advance, and we know what's going to be said, and we have a strict time limit. Oh, and by the way, absolutely no random 2-minute expressions. That's right, no 2-minute expressions at my funeral. We're not having that. We're not doing that. You got to be on the program. I saw at Angie's funeral, some woman walked up and gave her some type of, I don't know if it was a proclamation or something, but she even said, hey, I'm not on the funeral. I'm not on the program, but I want to give this to her children. And if you ain't on the program, nah, man, we're going to keep it strict. We're going to stick to the script. And fam, I know some of y'all might think I'm tripping, but man, y'all don't know my family. Y'all don't know some of my friends. If you did, you'd understand why I'm so passionate about having structure. I'm talking about having police officers on bikes and at least one patrol car. Anybody go too far, start getting too loud, put them in the truck, man. Put them in the truck, put them in the car. They have trucks now. They have those SUVs around Houston now. So put them in the SUV and haul them off. At the very least, just detain them. You ain't got to send them to jail. Detain them and don't let them come back in. Something like that. Am I going too far with this? Drop a comment, fam. I'd love to hear your thoughts. R.I.P. Angie Stone. No more talk.